All right, let's just dive right in, shall we? For what decades now, we've been told this really simple story about how to lose weight. But, if that story is actually true, why are we facing one of the biggest health crises of our time? We're going to explore the new science that is challenging, well, pretty much everything we thought we knew.
This isn't some new fight. William Banting wrote this over 150 years ago. And yet, the modern obesity epidemic, it just feels completely different. We have more nutritional information at our fingertips than ever before, but the problem is only getting worse. So you've got to ask, is our standard advice just completely wrong?
And yeah, this is really the central question, isn't it? We've all had the mantra drilled into us. Eat less, move more. It's supposed to be a simple equation, right? Calories in versus calories out. But if it were really that straightforward, why is lasting weight loss so incredibly, frustratingly difficult for so many people?
And look, this isn't just a modern frustration. The famous Minnesota starvation experiment, way back in the 1940s, showed us exactly what happens when you just slash your calories. Your body fights back. Hard. It basically hits the panic button, triggering this powerful starvation response. Your metabolism crashes to conserve every last bit of energy, and this intense, overwhelming hunger just takes over. This isn't a failure of willpower. It's a predictable biological reaction.
Okay, so this is where the thinking really starts to shift. The conventional model, it only focuses on the how, the simple physics of energy balance. It's kind of like saying a room is hot because more heat is coming in than going out. I mean, yeah, that's true. But what if we've been ignoring the why? Why is the thermostat set so high in the first place? That's the question a new model of obesity is trying to answer.
So, enter the carbohydrate insulin model, or CIM for short. Now, this model suggests that the type of calories we eat matters way more than the raw number. It argues that certain foods, especially those processed carbs, we're talking sugar, white bread, refined grains, they trigger this hormonal cascade led by insulin that fundamentally changes how our body uses energy. And this causal chain is the crucial point. According to the CIM, it's not that overeating makes you fat, it's that the process of getting fat makes you overeat. Think about it. When insulin tells your fat cells to hoard energy, there's less fuel circulating for the rest of your body. Your brain senses this energy crisis and does two things. One, it makes you hungry to bring in more fuel. And two, it slows down your metabolism to save the energy it already has. Now, this focus on insulin has sparked a whole new world of strategies. But even here, it's not like everyone agrees on everything. Some experts push for a higher protein approach to build muscle and keep you feeling full. Others focus on high-fat diets to keep that insulin response as low as humanly possible. So even within this new framework, the debate is still raging. Is protein or fat the better lever to pull?
But trying to control our hormonal response isn't just about what we eat. There's a whole other school of thought that argues when we eat might be just as important, if not more so.
And this is the core idea behind time-restricted eating, which you probably know as intermittent fasting. The logic is actually really simple, and it plugs right back into that whole insulin model. If you're not eating, your insulin levels fall. That's the signal for your body to stop storing fat and to start burning the fat it already has for energy. Makes sense, right?
And man, did this idea take off. For years, this strategy became a huge cornerstone of the wellness world. It's pretty easy to understand. You don't have to count calories, and countless people were reporting success with weight loss and just feeling better. It really seemed like a major breakthrough.
But then, in 2024, science threw a massive curveball. A preliminary study presented at a major American Heart Association conference sent absolute shockwaves through the health community. It found that over about 8 years, people who ate all their meals in under an 8-hour window had a 91% higher risk of death from cardiovascular disease. 91%.
But hold on, almost immediately the scientific community started pumping the brakes, and for good reason. Experts like Dr. Kenneth Mukamal here were really quick to point out some major issues. For one, the study is preliminary. It's also observational, which means it only shows a link, an association, not that one thing caused the other. And it couldn't account for why people were eating in that restricted window in the first place. For example, where they may be already sick, and that led to both the eating pattern and a higher mortality risk.
And this gets to the heart of just how complex this all is. Take this 2010 study. It compared how full people felt after eating different kinds of protein. It turns out those who had whey protein ate way fewer calories at a buffet 4 hours later than the people who'd had eggs, or turkey, or tuna. Same macronutrient, protein, but a totally different hormonal and behavioral response. It just proves our body's reaction to food is incredibly nuanced.
So, where does all this leave us? Well, first, it seems pretty clear that the simple calories in, calories out model just doesn't tell the whole story. Second, these alternative ideas, like the carbohydrate insulin model, they give us a really powerful way to think about the actual biology of weight gain. And finally, it is so obvious that the science is far from settled. New strategies are constantly being tested and debated, and we're just still learning so much.
You know, maybe this is the ultimate takeaway. Maybe the search for one single, perfect diet that works for everyone has been the wrong quest all along. Instead, this new science seems to be pointing us towards something much more personal, an approach that moves beyond just counting calories and starts asking how the food we eat is having a deep, hormonal conversation with our own unique bodies.